They walked right into the lion's den, no hesitation, no clue. Cutting someone off mid-sentence is gutsy. Doing it to Joe Rogan? That's asking for trouble. And surprise, surprise, it doesn't end well. Joe's not the type to let interruptions slide, especially when he's the one behind the mic. From Neil deGrasse Tyson to Steven Crowder, we're taking a look at some unforgettable moments where guests found out the hard way that Rogan's not afraid to push back. Heck, even Jamie got caught in the crosshairs once. So hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because things get spicy in the studio. Now about that future where we just redirect comets for water. Okay, but how far away is that exactly? Comets are everywhere, man. It's like a cosmic shooting gallery. Right, but that's not what I asked. How far off in time are we from doing that? Sorry. So when ice melts, it actually takes up less volume than when it's frozen. You mean like how pipes burst? Yeah, exactly. I just said the backward version of that.
Distant future, you can just redirect a comet and get all the water you need, but...
How far distant is that?
The comet's everywhere, dude. We're in a shooting gallery.
Yeah, that's not what I asked.
Oh.
How far away do you think it is before we could redirect
how far away in time?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Because when ice melts, it takes up lower volume than it was when it became ice. And that's why pipes break.
I thought pipes break just because the water expands.
Yeah, I just described that in the opposite direction.
Oh, so because as it freezes it, but I didn't know it gets larger.
That's what expansion means. What's with your vocabulary here? Whatever is your concept, the discoveries of astrophysicists bring you closer to it.
I get your perspective. Let me be the opposing view. They feel...
No, I'm not trying to...
No, I know you're not.
This is just information.
Okay.
This is information, and I walk out of the room.
Oh, believe it or not, this wasn't Neil's first time in the Rogan hot seat. You'd think by now he'd have the rhythm down. But nope. Classic Neil, barreling through the conversation like a freight train. Sure is science talk. Fascinating. No one's denying that. But there's only so much monologuing a podcast can take. And when you're jumping in every 5 seconds like you're racing clock, things start to get tense. Joe, he's a good sport, usually. But even his patience started cracking. You could feel the energy shift. What started as a chill chat slowly turned into a subtle standoff.
I think the real problem, too, is I think it's
if you value mountain climbing...
That's the thing about
By the way,
water.
every
if you
glass...
drink
do you see this?
People's pee is in it.
That's correct.
How much of a...
By the way, all the glaciers
society...
are fresh water. Here's something that no one talks about. When the glaciers melt, where does the water go? Where does it go? Just tell me. You know the answer. Just
into the ocean?
Back in the ocean. Oh. That's the map of dark matter in the universe. The three-dimensional map.
I've tried to give that a shot.
Yes. No, we don't know what it is, so don't worry about it if you don't understand it.
Yeah, but it's too goddamn confusing for me.
No, it's not confusing at all. It's not. It's something out there that has 85% of the gravity of the universe, and we don't know what the hell it is.
That's not confusing?
It's not confusing. It's
if you don't know what the hell it is, it's confusing by nature. When I've talked to other astrophysicists and scientists...
Wait, let me ask. Are these conversations supposed to have a theme or a purpose? Or is it just you sit there and just whatever comes to your head, you send my way?
You and me?
Yeah.
Well, clearly, it's just whatever comes to my head.
That's if Joe even gets a word in. This episode, the comment section lit up like wildfire. One viewer quipped, "I feel like Neil deGrasse Tyson didn't let the guests speak much. The irony, right?" Another took it further. "Imagine 2 Neil deGrasse Tysons in one room. It'd be a black hole of interruption. Neither would get a word out before collapsing under their own endless commentary. And just when you think it couldn't get more chaotic, along comes Adam Curry, who went full throttle, cutting Joe off mid-question. Bold move.
Right, if they decided to have an Apple coin,
and
you'd buy all Apple products with Apple phones, Apple iMacs, and you just invest in... What do you mean no? Hold, please.
I'm going to tell you what it is.
Hold, please. Let me finish. You let people invest in being a part of the company. So you buy coins, and through those coins, you can buy products, and you can invest a certain amount, and the coins go up, you actually make money. The coins go down, you lose money. And as the company keeps doing better, it's almost like another version of stocks or something. And you buy it all through that. Is that possible?
Possible.
Now that you heard me all the way through.
Sorry, it's a very bad habit I have.
No, that's okay. You're just excited to talk.
I'm a fucking know-it-all. I'm very excited
you're smart.
about it.
You're excited to talk.
If you don't know Adam Curry, Here's a quick crash course. He's the original podcaster. Seriously, some even call him the Podfather. Alongside Dave Weiner, he helped create the program iPodder, which allowed users to download internet radio shows directly to their iPods. Revolutionary stuff back in the day. Also, quick side note, if you're enjoying the content, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. You know the drill. Now, to be fair, Adam caught himself mid-interruption and quickly pulled back. Credit where it's due. But even that moment pales in comparison to what went down between Joe Rogan and Steven Crowder. That clash? Easily one of the most intense, unforgettable moments in the show's history. And as for people being allowed to grow, well, let's just say things got heated.
That's not necessarily true of people allowed to grow it themselves.
Maybe it's not necessarily true. I'll give you that. But I also think it's not necessarily true that the reason people can't smoke up is because Big Pharma is sitting somewhere, Martin Shkreli going, oh, let's make pot illegal.
Well, not that
That's
guy.
my only point.
But there are absolutely people who have lobbied, as we talked about how the prison guard union has lobbied to keep marijuana illegal. There's absolutely pharmaceutical companies have done the same thing. It was revealed in the WikiLeaks memos.
See, this is what I was saying.
Don't interrupt me. Where Hillary Clinton said that she's against marijuana in every sense of the word, right? You remember those WikiLeaks papers that came out?
Yeah.
Is he? He said he would leave it up to the states. Yeah. That's actually a constitutional approach.
When it comes to cannabis, you better tread carefully around Joe Rogan. It's not just a casual topic. It's a trigger for a full-throttle, no-holds-barred debate. Joe's been a vocal advocate for years, never shy about touting the benefits or calling out what he sees as outdated stigmas and unfair double standards. His passion is undeniable. But let's be real. Sometimes it borders on offensive, especially when someone dares to challenge his views. The moment Weed enters a conversation, you can almost feel Joe gearing up, armed with stats, studies, and personal anecdotes locked and loaded. Enter Steven Crowder. He's not exactly one to back down, and that's where things ignited. This wasn't just a disagreement. It was a full-on verbal showdown that quickly became one of the podcast's most explosive moments.
Holla at Colorado.
Yeah. But another thing that we just wrote about, and again, people get mad with the weed issue. Well, no. Traffic fatalities regarding marijuana have skyrocketed.
Google that, because that's nonsense.
No, we wrote about it at
drunk driving arrests have dropped. What do you mean first of all...
No, we wrote about what the sources there, the original studies.
Just because someone gets in an accident and they're high.
See,
because, hold on, stop.
No, hold on a second. This is
you interrupt way too much. No, you need to stop.
You talk in paragraphs.
Hold on a second. No. I don't talk in paragraphs. I make full points. If people are high a lot, and the same amount of fatalities exist, but the people that get checked once they get into these accidents happen to be high, it does not necessarily mean that marijuana caused those fatalities. It could be that you have an increased incidence of people doing marijuana and altercations that could not have been avoided.
It could be.
It could be.
But the statistical change is measurable.
Well, what is it?
From pre and
You're
post.
talking about in Colorado.
In states where it's been decriminalized or legalized.
Let's go with Colorado.
And the back and forth didn't stop. It dragged on for a good 10 minutes. Viewers weren't shy about their reactions either. The comment section exploded, with plenty of people roasting Joe and calling him out for being a jerk in the way he handled it. Eventually, Joe addressed the situation with a lengthy apology on Instagram. Part of his post read, "Well, this one went off the rails for a while. First of all, I genuinely like Steven as a person. I might not agree with everything he says, but I think he's a good man." He went on to admit that the conversation around marijuana got out of hand. By that time, we, especially me, were pretty drunk and didn't handle it well. Joe didn't dodge the blame either. Judging by my level of regret, I messed up. I take full responsibility for how off the rails it got, and I'm truly sorry if it upset anyone who listens or watches the show. Honestly, he probably didn't need to apologize, but doing so says a lot about his character. And speaking of unpredictable moments, let's wrap it up at a rare but hilarious occasion when even Jamie caught some friendly fire.
Huge turnout, Joe. Huge turnout. Gigantic. Turnout.
What's the number?
I'll pull them up for you right now.
It was 102 early.
Whoa. I didn't vote because I thought too many people were voting.
Get this. Isn't the early vote more than all of the vote from
it was
some years?
Yes, that's what I was going to say. For Texas specifically.
How about you let him answer since he's the
An expert.
You're looking at me.
Jamie's like, no.
For Texas specifically, yes. Texas passed the total number of votes in their pre-voting.
This moment comes straight from the end of the World Number 2 episode, which aired just a day before the 2020 election. A wild time, to say the least. And honestly, it's a moment Joe should never live down. Let's not forget, Jamie had an A in physics and was always the one laughing at Joe's jokes when no one else would. That kind of loyalty deserves some respect. So yeah, shout out to my guy Jamie. He's more than just a dude behind the screen. Now I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. What did you think of these moments? And if you know someone who needs a refresher on these iconic clips, go ahead and share the video with them. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the